But I am pleased to announce today formally that Dr. Mónica Torres has agreed to serve as the interim and we could not be more pleased. You know, I talked to Dr. Scott about this. You know, she was obviously incredibly supportive, and also recognized that you know, there's a lot of momentum being built here in this institution. You've done a lot of great things over the last few years, and we wanted to keep that momentum going. So, so Dr. Torres will be the new interim president. I am pleased that she was willing to do that, and more importantly that you all get the benefit of that. Just a few words about her. You know, many of you know her much better than I do, but now I have a script, so I'm going to read it. And that is that she's from Las Cruces. So those of us from the southern part of the state always like to kind of band together, as many of you know, up in El Dorado. So I don't know if recently whether Las Cruces has beaten El Dorado in football or not, but it used to be a lot when I was a student, so it probably still is. She's got a bachelor's and master's degree in English from NMSU. And a PhD in American Studies from an institution we shall not name that was north of here. And I was pleased to see that she had an English degree, because that's not one of my fortes, believe it or not. I actually took English at our community college because I knew I wouldn't do as well at the main university at that time, back many years ago. But she's worked in higher education for more than 30 years, and I think that will serve all of us extremely well. She was a composition instructor first and a TA later, part-time faculty member, and she coordinated the developmental educational program in Daniana Branch Community College in 1987. It's been a while. Dean at the Albuquerque Technical Vocational Institute in 1993. Faculty member in English department at NMSU's main campus as a faculty member. Her research and teaching interests included in institutional and popular discourses of race, class, and gender in the U.S., documentary film theory, and criticism and cultural studies, all of which are topics of great interest to me personally. And I think topics of great interest, I think, to the nation and the country right now. We are in serious need of some dialogue and understanding among our own citizens. And I think that particular background is not only noteworthy, it's one of those areas that I think needs a great deal of attention these days. In 2008, she headed the English department, where she coordinated the curricular, teaching, and administrative functions of the department. She served in that role until 2013, when she came back to the ACC. And in 2014, she was appointed Vice President for Academic Affairs. And in 2018, she is now the interim president of the ACC. So, Monica, we are so pleased that for your leadership, for your long and established history of the things that we all care about. And mostly that you'll take on the leadership, and we won't miss a beat in terms of keeping the momentum that has already been in place. And I think when I spoke to Renee about this, one thing that was very clear is that you know, we know that even though Dr. Scott has been a force of leadership here and done quite a bit, but we know it takes a team. It takes a team, a cohesive team, a team that works well together, and that can share the leadership skills. And you've been a great exemplar for having that happen. So we're very, very pleased that you're here. And I guess the next thing, I'm not sure if you want to say anything, but if you do, I'll give you the opportunity to do that. Let me just say, I could not be more pleased. We are, doing a lot of things in I think just trying to make sure that we're on a proper path for turning the ship around, if you will, for some of the major outcomes that we want. These things take time, and we will be working very closely with the community colleges, and I'm pleased to have now Monica as part of my leadership team, at the Chancellor's office, to help us make sure that the system works effectively and efficiently. So, Monica, I'll let you come and say a few words, and then
I think of myself as shy, but never stop when I have a chance to say a few words. I want to tell a story. I started at DACC in 1987, And this, for me, this story has always fueled the work that I do at community colleges. And Rita actually probably remembers, there was a student whose husband died, and at the time I thought she was old. Now I realize she was probably like 49 or something. Now I know she's pretty young. But her husband died, and she was at a loss. She really didn't know what to do. And she came back and she took CCDM 103. She came in every single day. She did every math problem in the book. She just was sure she could not succeed, and with the support, the strong support of Rita, she did really well, and then went on. But one of the things that was really important to me is the next semester, I was in the hallway kind of greeting students. It was like the first day of the semester, and there was this young woman who was sitting on a couch down the hall crying. And this woman who had been here the semester before doing all these math problems went up to her immediately and said, "Can I help you?" And the woman said, "I don't think I can do this. I think I'm gonna go home." And this woman who had studied with Rita for a semester, who 4 months before had said the exact same thing, said, "I know you can do it. Come on, let's go to your class." For me, that's the kind of difference we make at this institution. That's the kind of difference you make as faculty and staff, and then you encourage and model that so that students do that for each other. And when we do that for them, they make a difference in our community and improve the quality of life in our community. So we have a collective vision. We have a collective history that's the kind of thing we've done in our community. That's not going to change, right, with me as interim, and I would assume with the new president as a new president comes in. But one of the things that we know is that we make a difference. One of the things we also know is that we can do better. We know that we can bring people in. In fact, in the last couple of years, we have had higher first-year student enrollment. But one of the things that we can do better on is we can keep them in and we can help them graduate sooner, earlier. We can help more of our students finish. And so one of the things that we'll talk about during the course of the year is how do we help students stay in? How do we help them make progress through their programs of study? How do we help them graduate? And so that'll be our challenge for the year. One of the other ways in supporting that is that we can do better by ensuring that our administrative structures support the work that we do and support the faculty and the staff who do that work. So there are a number of projects we have in place that will continue to my hope would be, and my drive would be, that would continue to support the faculty and staff in doing the work that you do for the students. I guess the last thing I would say is that I'm a hard worker, and I promise to work hard over the course of the year. And so I'd like us to roll up our collective sleeves and do the work we know how to do. Thanks.